After that, we went back out in the North Atlantic, and all the subs, there was about 5 German subs didn't surrender right away, but our squadron was in on capturing 2 of them. Now we didn't get to take them in, but one, I think it was the DE-113. I think they took the sub in to Boston. That they put a little crew on there and took over. And I don't know what the number of the other one was, but they took one in up, I think, the Hal Scotia. They're in Newfoundland. They, closest port to get them off. And then after that, the war was over. There was a gentleman came on our ship, and he, well, I can't say exactly what I ought to call him, but he was a pain. And us, we worked together. We had that ship in tip-top shape. Nothing would suit him. So I told my buddy, I says, it's time we get off of this thing. I says, what do you think? He says, well, I can eat the wrong stuff and get the hives. And I says, well, I think I can get off. I had what they call psoriasis. It didn't bother me. Had one spot on my leg. Pharmacist mate, okay. Transferred me off to we both got to go together. We went to Portsmouth Naval Hospital. That's New Hampshire. And we just stayed in there just till the ship pulled back out. So then I took a draft. That's what they called it. I took a draft from Boston then all the way to San Francisco, Golden Gate Bridge. What the heck they call that naval base out there? Anyway, I took a draft of 15 guys. I had to take care of the meal tickets and see that they got on the train and all that junk. And we got out there, then we caught a ship. It was broken down mess, but it was taking a bunch of guys from the Atlantic and putting them out in the Pacific. But they had, we had eats, but they had a major, what do they call that, high pressure steam line. The gasket blew, so they called my name and some of the other guys, and we didn't know what was up. We went up there, wanted to know if we'd volunteer to help change that. And we, yeah. But the wrenches were about that big, and the nuts were about like that. And that gasket blew out, and we were just sitting ducks in the water, and there were still Jap subs running around. The war was actually over, but, oh, I forgot to tell you, I was in Boston when VJ Day was. That's what. But that's when from Boston is when we went out there. And, well, we were lucky. We finally got in Pearl Harbor, and I had enough points. I only needed 1 or 2 at the time. You needed points to get out. It depended what you did and how long you did it and stuff like that. And I just needed a couple points, so I got yanked off. Well, let me finish this other story. We changed that. We got the bolts out, and 2 of us would work at one on top, one on the bottom of the nut, and there was 8 of them around that. It was a pipe, about an 80-inch pipe. We got them out, got the new gasket in. Everybody says, how can you do that? Don't it stick? It's a gasket made out of like, asbestos, and I don't know if you know what greasy asbestos is. It's, you don't see it anymore, but they used to use a lot of it on water pumps and that around this part of the country. But you get it out and you just slip a new one in. Well, we'd work about 5 minutes and you had to get out of there, man. Every pore in your body was open. And that's the first time I ever heard that. We couldn't drink any water. They had 2 doctors there watching us, and all we could drink was grapefruit juice. Anything else, they said you'd get the cramps so bad you couldn't stand it. So I don't know how much grapefruit juice. We drank a lot of grapefruit juice. When we finally got it finished, I think instead of maybe 10 minutes, we were up there working maybe 2 minutes, and you had to get out of there. We just get so weak finally you couldn't hardly lift that darn wrench. But anyway, we got paid real good for that. We got a shower out of that deal, and a real good meal, which which was something big, rather than what everybody else is eating over there. So then I got to go with the admirals of the mine fleet while I was in Pearl. I got stationed down there then because I only had 2 points to get out, and I got in good spirits, or not good spirits, in good graces, I should say, with the captain. I had 7 or 8 guys working for me, and all we did was we took care of the Jeeps, 2 limousines, a bus, a couple carryalls. This was the admirals of the mine fleet in this place, and these guys would chauffeur them admirals around, and all the other ones, they would take the equipment out, and we keep it in good shape. And I'd sit in my shack, assign them their jobs. One day here, this old 4-striper captain came in, and he opened the refrigerator up, and he took a beer out. And I said, "Sir," I says, "if you don't mind, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't drink that beer in here yet." He says, "Well, why not?" I says, "Because that's a rule," I says, "I don't let anybody drink a beer until after 4. "Oh," he says, "that's your rule. That's the way we'll do it." And he put, boy, and then we got to be big buddies. He thought, "Oh boy, anybody talk up to a captain?" But anyway, he took me places that I never knew existed on that island, and I got to go places that a lot of enlisted men didn't go. I was in one. He took me a officers' club. Me and one other enlisted man out of maybe 100 officers, and them officers all looked down on you, wondering what in the world you're doing in there. That captain said, "Don't you? Were you just order anything you want?" That's what we did. But I had keys and that he got me passes for everything.